Hey everybody, it's Audrey CQ with the CQ Real Estate Group and Audrey Hutton from Cross Country Mortgage.
Hey,
Hi
everybody.
Audrey.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good morning. Good morning. We had some interesting, showings recently, chatting with a couple different buyers who were a little resistant to get pre-approved. And that's funny because it's like, I don't know if it's just a misconception or what it is. But people will say, well, I've already looked at a mortgage calculator, so I kind of know what we can afford. And, obviously with people getting different types of ways that they're paid from work and stocks and bonuses and things like that, talk to us about why it's so important to get pre-approved and how it protects you to be pre-approved so that when you sign that contract, you can actually do what you're saying in that contract. So can you give us a little bit more information about why it's important to get pre-approved ahead of time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head because that's the number one thing is it's really for your protection. So the number one source of information that people are getting is from the internet. And what people have to realize is that any information on the internet is going to be nationally based. It's going to be averaged for the majority of people that's looking for that information. It's not going to be specific enough or accurate. So even if you go online and play with those mortgage calculators, even if it asks you zip code, that's for their information. They're basically buying and purchasing your information to see where people are looking from. It's not necessarily calculating it directly or accurately for you. So hands down, every single client that I get that has said, hey, here's the payment that I'm calculating, it's different than what you showed me. And then I go in there and I show them, here's what they're using for taxes. It's always off. So hands down, the tax payments are always going to be off. And what people have to realize is when your deposit is on the line, that means you're at risk. So why not get pre-approved ahead of time to make sure that your information that you're looking at is accurate? Because every lender also has different qualifications. So when you're looking at your W-2 and you know how much money you make, hey, I get a base, maybe I get some bonus or RSU income or commission income. So you're thinking I make X amount. Well, there's some lenders that won't let you use RSU income. There's some rules around commission income, right? You have to be at your employer for a certain amount. Every lender has different qualifications. You don't know the underwriting rules, but the lender does. We do. It's just so important to protect yourself, that, know things ahead of time. So, yeah.
Yeah. And, I think it's also people will say, well, doesn't my pre-approval expire and they have to run my credit again? And, obviously, unless something really major happened, you changed your job or you bought 2 new cars and, whatever. If things haven't really generally changed, we can continue going along, assuming, that things should be about the same until they get into contract again. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, every lender is a little different. So this is where you have corporate policy play into it a little bit. There are some lenders that are going to insist on pulling your credit every 30 to 90 days. They want to make sure everything's, complete and accurate, but that's for their, it's really to make it easy on them. How I work is I'm not going to require somebody's credit to be pulled that often. Even when the type of lender that we are, it's not going to impact your credit, maybe barely a point because of the type of lender we are. But I am not going to require somebody to go through this process over and over again. So unless something has changed, and you're actively making offers and we're talking about updates, unless your income drops, unless you had to spend money, unless you had to open a credit card or buy a car, unless something changes, there's no need to put clients through, getting pre-approved over and over again. So, we just make sure everything's accurate. And that's just where the communication comes into play. I'm finding that most people do not get any information really or communication when they get pre-approved. It's just online, spits them a letter. There's no preparation. So, I think how you and I work, and that's why we give such great service to the clients and have such great reviews, is because this is the most important financial purchase that most people make. It is not like buying a car, and even a car is expensive. This is a house. This is going to be pretty much, your hugest asset. So you have to be properly prepared for each step. And we will coach people on what to do and what not to do and walk them through that process to keep them informed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great information. I'm just gonna, I recorded this because I really would like to put this out to some of the clients that I'm working with right now. I want them to have good information so they can make, a really smart decision about getting prepped for the process so that they're not filled with anxiety as they enter. I think that's one of the most common things I hear is people say, wow, this went a lot easier than I thought. It has a lot to do with preparation. So I appreciate you for helping my clients get prepared and And thank you so much for the great valuable tips. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions or need any assistance with getting pre-approved, reach out to myself or to Audrey. Again, I'm Audrey CQ with the CQ Real Estate Group, and this is Audrey Hutton with Cross Country Mortgage.
Thanks, Audrey.
Thank you. Have a great day.